that kind of just went over our head. We didn't really think about it
Right.
as much as we should have.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Ruby Road. My name is Carmen.
I'm Drew Peterson.
Thank you for following your road with us and for watching our show. We get this question all the time. What is it really like to live in an RV? And we started to realize there's a lot of things that people just don't tell you about living in an RV, and it's kind of something you just find out yourself through experience.
Some are fun surprises, some are unexpected surprises, and some are, well, kind of
Some are just gross.
nasty. Yes.
Some are just gross.
Yes.
And some are just kind of the hard truth. So we put together the top 10 truths about living in an RV that you might not know until you actually experience it.
And definitely stuff no one told us.
Truth about RV living number 1. Things smell. A lot. Between the tanks that need to be emptied, we have 8 people living in an RV.
Plus a dog.
The wet dog smells, the dirty shoe smells, the dirty children smells, the laundry smells, the, hey, what is that food in the fridge smell? There's a lot of smells.
Oh, what's that smell?
And when you're in a confined space, those smells really seem to amplify. Just one of those ugly truths. The ugly smells.
And it's not only inside the RV. I mean, everybody has their sewer line from their RV to the sewer. It's not capped or it's not sealed. So every now and then, if the wind blows just right, you might be outside and just get a little whiff of your neighbor's sewer line. Here's the thing about smells, though. Smells can be really good feedback. Actually, right before we filmed this video, I went, time to empty the gray tank, because it has a certain smell when it needs to be emptied. So smells can actually be good feedback on something that you might need to pay attention to or take care of. So use your smells as feedback.
Or you may not want to eat that because it kind of smells.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Truth about RV living number 2.
You hear everything. The walls are very thin, interior and exterior walls. You hear everything. From the kids giggling at night when they're supposed to be sleeping, to when they get up and go potty. And especially in our RV, the bathroom is right on the other side of our bedroom. So every single time someone gets up to go to the bathroom, you hear it.
Now, this extends to the exterior too. I've had several times where the kids have been outside on their iPads doing school, and I can hear everything the teacher is saying, even though I'm inside the RV. So you can hear your neighbors' conversations, your neighbors can hear your conversations, and sometimes it makes it a little tough to work or have a private conversation. You just roll with it. So maybe if you need to, watch what you say.
Number 3.
Your neighbors will flash you. Like there's some component of either they're changing with their windows open, or they need to just get something outside, so they run out in their boxers real quick and then run back in. And so just keep that in mind when you're going about your business. I get it though. With the indoor-outdoor lifestyle of an RV, you store a lot of things outside. I've had many mornings where I have to run and get a gallon of milk from our outdoor fridge. And so sometimes people, they just run out real quick, run back in, and pretend that no one can see them.
In most campsites where we stay at, they're kind of a full-service campsite, full amenities, including showers. And a lot of people, they just walk there in their robes, and it might not be completely tied, and you get to see the bellies and the butts and all that stuff. They're kind of covered, but they're kind of not. Again, that's part of the RV life.
Truth of RVing number 4. This one's kind of fun, or maybe not, depending on your stance. People will watch you park your RV. So when you're pulling in and pulling out, it is like a sideshow spectacle sometimes. People will actually stop what they're doing. Maybe they'll be very blatant and just drinking their beverage and watching you outside, or they're watching you from inside the windows. People are watching you park. And I admit, sometimes this is hilarious to watch because it can be a stressful moment. It's especially fun when the couples start arguing about parking their RV.
And That hasn't happened with us.
No, that hasn't. Drew is an Olympic level RV parker. He has actually had people come out from their camper after he parks because they were watching and said, wow, I can't believe you got that in one shot. That was amazing. So you do provide some good entertainment.
Well, thank you very much. It gets to the point where people even pull up lawn chairs, have a drink in hand, and sit and watch. Sometimes people come in and they one move or two quick little moves and they're setting up and away they go. Some people, they need help. People are, the spouse or significant other is out there directing them, and they're, like Carmen said, they might start a little squabble on where they want to be, or they can get in or can't get out. It just happens. It's comical. It can be, like Carmen said, stressful. Again, another one of those things. It's part of RV life. All right, we're up to number 5.
Let's talk about laundry and how clean our clothes actually are.
Or are not.
Or are not. Laundry is a big deal in campgrounds. So first of all, it is expensive. It's a lot more expensive than I budgeted for at the beginning of this trip. And not all campground washing machines and dryers are created equal. Some get your clothes clean. Some you really feel like you need to wash it again. So we are very strategic about laundry. Number one, I just hate spending money on it. I'm used to having a washer and dryer that's all my own at home. And number two, there's a lot of it.
We definitely are the exception, not the rule. We have a lot of laundry constantly. And it's not just a load here, load there. It's 3 loads a day sometimes. That kind of just went over our head. We didn't really think about it as much as we should have.
Right.
And we have to do a lot of laundry.
The quarter availability has been an issue every now and then.
Yes.
Well, you got to find the quarters.
You got to get the quarters. Not all campsites have cash machines. You got to run into the office. You got to have dollar bills on you at all times, or quarters. And sometimes it's, I used my last dollar, I used the last quarter. But
sometimes it's raiding the kids' tooth fairy money so you can do laundry.
The ugly truth.
The ugly truth.
Sometimes it just
the tooth
has
fairy
to
money
happen.
goes to laundry. With that, though, our clothes do get worn a little more wear and tear than usual. We only packed so much. We kind of have the one in, one out rule. If you bring a new article of clothing into the camper, we want you to get rid of something. We wear the same things over and over. Look at these pockets. They should be ironed. I didn't pack and iron. I don't iron. Sometimes your dress is a little more casual, or you're on day number 2 or 3 of your favorite shirt or your favorite pair of pants.
Number 6.
This kind of goes with the laundry. We don't shower every day. I don't think anybody at these campgrounds shower every day. And it's just kind of the RV lifestyle. You're not around people all the time. You can get away with showering every other day. Plus, sometimes it's just a pain to walk to the shower and walk back. And it's definitely a pain to take a shower in the camper.
Again, with kids, 6 of them, trying to get them to shower, remind them to shower, walk past them. And again, it's part of the smells. They just stink, and so they need to shower. And it can be a pain or a hassle or another chore. It just needs to get done, so we do it and deal with it. And get them to wash their hair and wash their bodies can be difficult sometimes.
It goes back to that smells or feedback. Sometimes you just smell a kid and you're like, you need to go to the shower now.
Number 7.
One of the truths about camping is that there is minimal privacy. You might notice we're actually in the Beast doing this video because this is the only quiet spot we could find.
Our office.
This is my office. I do my podcasts from the car. I do client meetings from the car. I get interrupted all the time by the kids hanging in the window when I'm in the car. Sometimes, when working from your mobile office, you have a peanut gallery. Exhibit A. Privacy can be a little tough. I have a lot of client meetings where it's private conversations and I don't necessarily want to broadcast this to the world. So you have to find a quiet spot to work sometimes. A lot of times campgrounds will have a lounge or a meeting room you can use. However, there's a lot of other campers doing the exact same thing. They're working from there. Sometimes it's just hard to find a spot to have a private conversation, or just even to be alone for a little bit.
So that, privacy, that's also when you hear stuff, that's also the smells, it all kind of rolls in, but you really just don't get moments to yourself unless you get up really early and take the dog for a nice little walk. That's about the extent of it.
So that's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'm okay with
my
that.
little morning. I take Bodie out and we go and stroll around the campground.
Good bonding with the dog.
Yes.
I'm sure he appreciates
Oh,
it.
he does. He does.
He does. Moment of truth in a camper, number 8.
Number 8.
You will eat differently than you do at home. Now, let me explain this a little bit. It's very possible to cook pretty much everything you cook at home. You just have to put a little more thought into it. You have limited burners, limited grill, limited oven, limited food storage capabilities.
Space.
Space is a premium in an RV. At home, we used to go to Costco or go to the, buy a week's worth of groceries, no problem. Here, we have to go to the grocery store about every 2 days.
We can only buy so many gallons of milk, and we average a gallon a day or more. We only have our main fridge, and then we have a little outdoor kitchen fridge that doesn't hold a lot.
No.
Very limited freezer space. Very, very limited, pantry. So you can't just go and buy all the stuff and meal plan. Okay, on Tuesday is your shopping day, and you get all the meals for the rest of the week and weekend. It's okay, what do we have for dinner tonight, and what are we going to eat in the morning the next day, and lunch, and maybe dinner, and that's the extent of it. So you can buy about 2 to 3 meals at a time to store, and then preparing it. You really can only do 1 burner at a time, and the oven isn't the largest. We do have an extra double burner outside and the grill, but again, it's all small. So you could have something cooking in the kitchen inside. You could have something cooking outside on the burners, and then something going on the grill, which we have done that before. We've also come to really love the Instapot.
Oh, the Instapot is amazing.
Yes.
I can just plug it in outside, set it to go, and it's yummy in my tummy.
Yes, but again, it's space. So we couldn't bring all the other gadgets that we typically have. Slow cookers, roasters, all that stuff. The big 4-slice
My big
toaster,
kitchen mixer that makes
Yes.
yummy food.
The big stand mixer to make a lot
I'm
of
a really
stuff.
good cook.
She is.
That's why he married me.
I have to really work hard to
My lemon
to keep
pasta
this nice.
with breaded chicken was the first meal I ever made for him, and he stuck around. And my pasta sauce, my spaghetti sauce, is what marriage proposals are made of. So here's how the limited food space can influence how you eat. Sometimes it's just easier to go out to eat than go to the grocery store, plan, and meal prep. So I've definitely noticed maybe a slight increase in our eating out expenses versus home, because it's just easier sometimes. So that's just something to watch out for.
Or plan for. We have eaten out more than what we maybe thought we were going to do, but sometimes it's the convenience of it. Sometimes it's another way to explore the new city, the new state that we were in, and just see kind of what the local life is
Exactly.
like. Number 9.
Things get dirty fast. The interior and even exterior of the RV are dirty, I swear, all the time. Having 8 kids in our house, we're no stranger to having a dirty house
8
and having
people, 6 kids.
Oh, 6 kids. I just added 2 kids.
Yes, you did. Don't do that, please.
No, we're done. Having 8 people and a dog in our house back home, we are no strangers to having a dirty house and having to clean it frequently. We're okay with that. Because the space is so much smaller, it is amplified. So we are vacuuming more often, we're sweeping more often, we're wiping things down more often, we're doing dishes all the time, and sometimes it feels like all you do is clean. And guess what? Sometimes that is all you do.
The exterior gets dirty fast. Taking it down the road for 400 miles. Right now, I'm looking at the front of the RV, and yeah, there's a lot of bug guts on it.
Ruby needs a bath.
Yes, Ruby does need a bath.
Ruby needs a bath.
The beast, the vehicle, that thing is filthy. And again, 5, 6, 7 hour car rides with all this in here. There's food wrappers everywhere, stuff ground into
It gets gross really
the
fast.
carpet, all that stuff. And then just the campsite. There's 6 bikes out there. There's 2 scooters. Carmen's little scooter. And then once the kids start playing, stuff gets strewn all over the place.
We have a lot of
everywhere.
stuff stored outdoors. And so it gives the impression that we are... What's the impression?
That we're
a bunch of slobs when we're really not.
Yes. So we have, a lot of stuff, and sometimes it just goes all over. So dirty, fast, inside, outside, campsite, the vehicle, the beast, it gets dirty. It's almost
crazy.
Hard to keep up with it, but
so
you do it.
Part of it, we've had to just let it go and say it is what it is. As much as I hate that expression, it's true. And there's just figure out small ways. Just organize the bikes in a row so it looks neater. Yes, they're still outside. It just looks better. So just figure out some ways to roll with it, which actually leads us into our last tip. Truth about RV living number 10. Now, guys, this is probably one of the most important ones, and I really want you to take this to heart. You have to be able to roll with it. At some point when you're in an RV, even if it's for a short vacation, chances are something will not go according to plan. And it's up to you to take responsibility, be creative, figure out your situation, and move on. We've had a couple things not go according to plan. This video, for example, we meant to film it yesterday outside. It was raining all day, and today it's super windy, so we couldn't get good audio anywhere except inside the Beast. Now, that's a really simple way to roll with it. We've had Ruby break down for 10 days and had to spend 10 days in a hotel. We had to be creative enough to figure out how to stay safe. We had to be creative enough to get Ruby somewhere where she could get fixed, and we had to be creative enough to not let it derail the entire trip.
Carmen's ankle breaks. Week and a half before we're supposed to go to the Disney parks. You know, some people that might just say, no, we're done. For us, that's not stopping us.
No.
We are going to figure it out. We're going to roll with it. You're responsible for yourself. You got to plan, you got to adjust, and you have to execute. And it's not always going to work right. It's not always going to be exactly the way you wanted it to, or it's going to go the way you want it to, or the campsite's going to be what you thought it was.
So let go of your need for perfection when you're an RV. Realize that you are responsible for you, and let your creativity flow so that you can have fun with it and that you can follow your road.
Is that 10?
That's 10. That was 10.
I feel like we're missing a
I'm sure
bunch,
we are.
But those are kind of
We can do like take 2 when we think of another 10 harsh truths, or the forbidden, the taboo truths about living in an RV park. Appreciate you tuning into this episode. This is a wealth of knowledge. Keep watching. This is Carmen.
I'm Drew. This is the Ruby Road, laying out the 10 truths that people didn't tell us before we started our awesome adventure.
Remember to follow your road. We'll see you in the next episode.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us on this episode of the Ruby Road. Make sure to click that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and just a huge thumbs up. Share it with your family and friends. Be part of our adventure. See you in the next episode. Bye.